guys, welcome back to the Mission Empowered podcast with me, your host Emily, and today I'm joined by fellow Empowered coach Nicola.
Hi babe, thanks for having me.
It's okay. I'm just laughing because just before we press play, Nikki laughs and snorts at the same time, and I thought, imagine if that's the first thing people listen to on record, like here.
It will be. Watch it be part of the recording now, and that's all.
Yeah, it's so fine. It's so fine. So, guys, today's episode, we're also both in black as well.
I know.
Like I got a uniform on. So, guys, today's episode is going to be your empowered coaches talking through everything gym.
Yeah.
So we was going to do this as like an open Q&A episode, but a lot of the questions that we got asked and that we know that we've been talking about with our clients is to do with the gym. Yeah. And I think it's quite relevant at the moment. Even one of my clients messaged me just before this and was like, oh, you can use me for an example if you want. And I was like, babe, it's not just you. It is so many people. And I don't know if you get this as well, like, but even if I put a picture up of me in the gym, like some people will message me and be like, you know, I wish I had like the time to go with that early in the morning. I wish I had the motivation to go with that early in the morning. Or sometimes just people saying, I wish I just had the confidence to go into the gym.
And mostly when we get it from like new clients as well, it was stepping into it for the first time and, you know, they want to get the best out of their gym experience, but they were just a little bit unsure and a bit overwhelmed really, aren't they, about taking the first step in there.
Exactly. And I think it's good for you. So when you started the Fit in 6 years ago,
you
were doing home workouts, weren't you? And then you moved into the gym.
Yeah.
So this is good because you can put your own spin on it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is like a Q&A around gym anxiety, how to get over it. And we just touched on this before we started recording, like how to ask for help in the gym. Because I think that's a big thing that people don't do.
Definitely.
But I think it's good to have your input of someone who has worked out from home, transitioned into the gym, now loves the gym.
Exactly.
I am like a little bit of background of like my gym experience is probably, it's a little bit not annoying, but probably for some people finds it quite not relatable. I remember being like 13, probably younger, maybe even younger, but let's say 13. That's when I started going to the gym. I went to a gym in Rock Ferry. Pretty sure it was next to a really rough like sunbed shop. I'm pretty sure it was called Rocky's Gym. I'm pretty sure it might be still going, and I've just called it really rough. It was a little bit rough around the edges. I remember that was the first gym that I went to, and I was like 13 in my Lacoste trackie. So, you know, point of view for anyone listening, like I actually used to be, even before I met you, Nick, actually a bit of a scowl. I used to live in my trackies and my trainers, and used to love them.
Those days.
Wow.
It was all the trend back then, though, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, it was. Like, it was, you would do, like, your hair and your makeup, but then go and put a Lacoste trackie on. Ew.
Bomb Blue was mine.
Yes, right.
Bomb Blue trackies.
Oh, remember Bomb Blue? Bomb Blue. Was it Bomb Blue or Bomb Bleu?
I used to say Bomb Bleu, but I think it was, like, French, wasn't it? Because it was, like, BLEU. Like, yeah.
Yes.
It goes to Liverpool.
Oh, my God. I had a green one. Like proper snot colour green. What did you have?
I had like a pastel blue, a cream. Why would you have a cream tracksuit? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like the worst colour to go out on the streets in. Cream. And I used to have like a little zip on the front there, so you could like put your pocket money in.
Oh my God, Bomb Blue. Anyway, so we've digressed, but yes, I used to have Bomb Blue tracking. Funny though to hear that. Bomb Blue, Lacoste, yeah. I also think at one point Lacoste Sportif. Do you remember Lacoste Sportif? I had one of them as well. Right. So I used to go. What I was trying to say was about being unrelatable. I've always been into the gym. Yeah. So since I was 13, then I started working in the gym when I was 15, because that's when we first met. I was working in the gym last night. So I've always been into the gym, but what I do still find is if I had to go to a new gym, I do still get that fear of, oh, this is a new gym, don't know where anything is. But I just follow my own advice that we're going to go into now of like, it doesn't need to be such a big overwhelming thing. No one's judging yet if you don't.
It as well.
Yeah, like
no one's saying you've got to walk in the first day, you know, where everything is, how to use every equipment and absolutely smash your first workout. It's not, in all honesty, it's not going to be like that. You just need to take a little step at a time, little stepping stones.
Okay, cool. So let's get into then our top tips for gym anxiety. We were just saying I have done a podcast on this before, but it's nice to have a conversation
Yeah,
around it. So we haven't prepped really that much for this. But what would you say, Nick? Or I can go first if you want like some thinking time. Is your number one tip if someone was they really want to join a gym, like they want to go, but they're so nervous.
okay.
Like, what would be your tip? And I've got one, so if you want me to go first, I can, or if
Go
you
on,
are
yeah,
ready
go
to
on.
go,
If
you go.
I've got one, but you go first, and then I'll dive in after you.
Okay, so my first top tip for anyone who's joining a gym is don't go and join the gym and work out on the same day. It's fucking well overwhelming.
Yeah,
Like, go to the gym, ring them up and say, I want to join. Can I have a little look around? And go and go to the gym, have a look around, work out where the toilets are, work out where the cardio bits are, where you get your water from, all that. Go and get your bearings and then leave
yeah,
and digest everything. That is my number one tip. Is like, don't it's like skipping that first step is what's giving you massive gym anxiety. Is that
yeah.
you're thinking, I've got to join a gym and then completely know where everything is and get on with it when I get there.
No, 100% agree. I would say as well, like, have a little look at the gyms that are in your area, the ones that you're possibly thinking of looking at. And I would maybe
Yeah.
say, don't just go and look at one, have a look at
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 that are in like your area, the close proximity to you. They're gonna benefit you, like obviously time wise, factoring in your workout time and things like that. And just like, I mean, when I joined my gym, I literally went online, I had a little look at some photographs, looked at the gallery, what was on offer, and then it had an option for me to book like a walkthrough with like one of the
Mm-hmm.
PTs. So I
Mm-hmm.
literally just, me and my husband went together. Actually, we booked it for one afternoon. We met in the gym and literally they just walked us around. They showed us where everything was, what this equipment does, had, ask any questions and things like that. And it just means that you're not literally walking in by yourself and wandering around the gym by yourself. You've got other people in exactly the same position as you who are all there at the same time to have a look around and get a feel for how it feels for you. Because I think you'll get, it sounds like daft, right? Okay, I'm going to say this. Like when you're buying a house, when you walk into a house and you get a comfortable feeling, you feel
Yeah.
like it's going to be good, don't you? If you walk into a
Yeah.
gym and you feel uncomfortable straight away, but then you walk into another gym and you feel quite comfortable, the atmosphere is
100%.
nice, you're 100% going to feel more confident going to that gym than you are going
Yeah.
to the one that you didn't feel that in.
100%. And I think that's it. Like a part B to that answer is
Exactly.
also, this is applicable for someone who might be going to the gym at the moment and hates it. I've literally
Yeah.
just had this conversation with one of my clients at the moment. She'd never been to a gym before. She's just signed up to this local gym. She's really not having a good
Good.
time there. And I'd said to her, it could be that you need to change gyms.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
you just said, that's such a valid point of going into a gym and feeling the feels. Like for me, I much prefer, and I don't know, I don't know how people think, but I much prefer going to what you would call like a weights gym,
Yeah.
rather than like your likes of like David Lloyd, Total Fitness, and stuff like that. I've got nothing against them because loads of my mates go for them and they love them because they get the swimming, the classes. For
Yeah.
me, they're
You
just a
don't
bit
need
too
one.
big.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I prefer to go to like my body tech gym where it is just literally cardio, weights,
Yeah.
like do you know what I mean? I think, yeah, because when I go and train, I'm into the no frills. Oh my God, I've spoke about the gym that I trained in for the wedding. I don't even know how the fuck I trained in that gym. Genuinely. I used to make sure I'd go for a wee before I went because the toilets are so rank. I'm not going to say
Oh,
the name of
no.
it, but I trained in it for a whole year. Anyway, my point being off what you were just saying is after the wedding, I was like, oh no, I hate the gym. I've
Yeah,
lost my love for the gym. And we're coaches and it happens to
exactly.
us.
Of course it does.
Like, I was like, I hate the gym. And then it wasn't. I went and joined JD and I was like, I didn't hate the
Mhm.
gym. I hated the gym I was training in. I
Yeah.
wasn't getting good vibes and good feels. So move gyms. And that's
Right.
okay. And
Of
that
course
could
it
be
is.
something, yeah, that you're experiencing at the moment. Is it if you're not loving your workout, it could be that you're not loving your gym.
Yeah. And just a
You
side note,
know?
you're gonna feel so you're gonna feel so demotivated by keep
Mm-hmm.
environment, because you're not going to want to get the best out of your workout. You're not going to want to push yourself because you're not feeling comfortable there.
You're not even going to want to go.
Exactly. So you want to go to a space where it like empowers you to go, it motivates you to go. You're in there, you're getting the best out of it, and you're smashing your workouts. That's what you want.
100%. I think what we'll touch on, Nick, this is meant to come up later because I know we're talking about gym anxiety.
Yeah.
It all comes under the same sort of thing. So if you're nervous about joining the gym, like what we just said, and it's funny because we both said the same answer, is that even being coaches, that is what I would do. If I was moving to gyms, I wouldn't just join the gym and rock up and go. I would look and I would go for a look round and I would get the feels, and I would book either an induction or a walk around with a receptionist to say, can you just show me where things are? Like, I wouldn't just rock up and go.
100%. No shame in doing that. And to be honest,
No.
we're both the same, because any new clients that sign up, I know you do this and I do this as well. I give them exactly the same advice that you said at the start. Just go, look around, find out where the toilets are, where you get your water from, and then just take 10 minutes on the treadmill and just have a little watch. There's nothing wrong with watching people. Do you know what I mean? And just seeing how the environment works and where everything is and how many people are using what equipment and what's available and things like that. And definitely just take your time with it. Even if you've done that 3 times in 1 week and then went the following week and tried to do a workout, like there's
we'll
no
talk about
time
that
frame on it.
in 1 second. I just want to say this point that we were talking about joining a good gym and enjoying the vibe. Sometimes you might find the cheapest gym in your area, but you have this feel of, I hate going to the gym.
Yeah.
So sometimes and I had this client, this is why I want to talk about gym, because I said this, I've had this conversation today with clients, is that I've told her, you might be better joining this gym. Okay, it's a little bit more expensive, but we did the math. The gym was £40, right, for a month. And I said, even if you went 3 times a week, that over the month, that's going to cost you £2.50 to go to the gym each session. Yeah. The problem is you might be paying £20, you might be paying half of that now, but you don't want to go to the gym. So actually, if you're paying £20 a month and you only go 3 times in that whole month, that session is costing you, fast math £7 roughly a session, So just taking you in your stride that actually sometimes, because I know the likes of David Lloyd's, I think they're about £80-90 a month, but if you go and you gym and you swim and you sauna and you have a coffee with your mate,
if you're using all the facilities, then
maybe it's worth it, because when it comes to the gym, it isn't a short-term thing. You are signing up to a gym because you are making and creating a new lifestyle habit.
Exactly.
That's what you want to be thinking. So, I said to her, think about it like this: £40 a month, but you're going to the gym 3 times a week, and it's going to empower you, make you feel fitter, look after your health. Would you spend more than £40 on one night out? Yeah, you would. Do you know what I mean? So it's getting that. When people see the cost of a gym, I can't afford it, but also you're moaning every day that you feel like shit and you're overweight and you're demotivated because you can't do workouts from home. It's your, what you call it, your priorities.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to tie that into because that's a good one. Make sure you like the gym that you're in. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Make sure you go and have a little look around. And then I want to follow on with what you just said. Absolutely. When you join the gym, don't expect to get these jaw-dropping results in 1 month. Spend that first month, like you said, Nick, going and just doing cardio. I know we bang on and say you need to weight train, but if you are so nervous and the thought of going weight training is putting you off going to the gym, you need to just go do cardio and take it in and get into the habit of going to the gym.
Yeah, it's just get it into your routine. Block it in, what day you're going, what time you're going, how long you've got to spend there, and then just go consistently for a week, 2 weeks. If it takes you longer, go for longer. Just have a little watch around, walk around, have a little look at the equipment, ask some of the workers on the floor if they can show you how to use the equipment, how to load it correctly, what the equipment does, what muscle groups it works, because some people obviously new to the gym aren't going to understand that, and that's completely fine, that's completely normal, but obviously you're only going to build more confidence, learn what equipment's going to benefit you, what you're going to use for your workouts if you ask for advice and help.
And I think on that a good piece of advice is, because that can be intimidating. Now, I've worked on the gym floor. I know you haven't worked in person on the gym floor, but I used to always try and be so approachable. like, I used to smile at people, used to look up to people, how you getting on with your work, blah, blah, blah. But I've also worked with bad dickheads
Yeah.
who would literally, our gym where I used to work, the desk used to face the gym entrance, so you would have to look at people walking in. So that you would think the logical thing would be to go, hiya. But I used to work with people, and people would walk in our gym and they wouldn't even look up. How intimidating is that? Are you fucking anyone who's going to ask you for help? No. So if you're going to the gym, what Nick said is absolutely right. You want to be asking for help. If you've got no idea how the machines work, that is what people are paid for. But it can be intimidating if these people don't look approachable, because again, unfortunately, I think the majority of people, PTs, aren't approachable. I think it's dead sad. But
Yeah.
anyway, you do get some. My advice would always be to email the gym, because you don't have to speak to anyone. You can do it on your keyboard and say, I've just joined. Do you have a process where someone can show me how to use the equipment? By law, they absolutely need to have this in there.
Yeah.
They
100%.
need to have someone working in the gym that can help you. And so if you do it by email, hopefully they'd come back and say, yeah, we can do it at 5, 6, or 7, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But
Yeah.
don't be afraid to email your gym and ask them if you don't want to approach someone on the gym floor, because again, I've seen this happen in my gym and it makes me feel sick in my mouth. I saw someone go up to a PT and say, can you show me how to use this? This fellow was blatantly working in the gym, and he said, no, I only work on my PT clients. Right. Fair. If that's the case, fair enough. But the way he said it, I thought, she is never going to ask anybody for help again, ever.
No.
So I was like, is this the right thing to do? I'm not even sure. Went up to her and said, look, I used to work in a gym. Do you want me to show you how to use it? It's fine if you don't. And she was like, oh yeah, if that's okay. And I thought, fucking hell, like that, she wouldn't have asked anyone, and she probably would have been mortified never to go back to that gym again. You
No,
know? So
I mean,
ask for help.
if the PTs are going to be, if that's like their thing, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They want to keep it separate, then fair enough. But have at least a member of staff on the floor who is
Yeah.
able to do that. I don't know about every gym, but I know the council gyms you can't actually join unless you have a full induction by a gym member, and they show you how to use the equipment, which I think's brilliant. Like, that's really helpful. But obviously not every gym. All the
Not
gyms
every gym's like that,
do that.
but yeah, not every gym's like that, but there will be someone who can always like show you around, like we were saying. So
Yeah, there's always
I
someone
think
there.
that's our next tip for gym anxiety is just don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't feel that pressure that you've got to go in and know. Something that I know that we do with our clients is, again, if they're new clients and they get their programs designed by us, I literally say to them, book a slot, show them the program on your phone and say, can you show me where these machines are?
Yeah,
That
great.
person showing you around will be like, oh, good, because they've got something to do and they don't have to show you everything. So yeah, if you suffer from gym anxiety, go and look around. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And like, what else did we say, Nick? Oh, just taking it in your stride like that, giving yourself that
Yeah,
month to like
exactly.
build it into a habit.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously, we spoke about before we press record, didn't we? So obviously, I used to do home workouts, and then I moved into the gym. And obviously, I'm only human. You know, as much as I'm a coach, I still had a little bit of a gym anxiety. I was still feeling a little bit overwhelmed about it. So I joined with my husband, and my husband's like super confident. He's been like training. He's got like a little gym down his work, and you know, like that. So he's like used to it. He trains with his friends and stuff like that. So it doesn't phase him at all to go in. And to be fair, he goes at like 10 o'clock at night when there's no one even in there. So it's like, it's nice and quiet. So obviously it did take me a while. So I'm going to say this because I know a lot of people will be able to relate to this. Obviously, using the equipment was absolutely fine. They normally have like little stickers on with like examples of how to load it and things like that as well, which is brilliant. It was the free weight section for me. I felt a bit uncomfortable of, and I know a lot of my clients have said this as well, like going into that environment, because it is primarily male dominated, and you can feel like a little bit, you know, overwhelmed of it. Your confidence like dips a little bit. But in my gym, there's actually like a little second free weight section upstairs, which is like a little bit separate by the cardio. And I found that was a great starting place to just go. There was only 2 benches there, so you know it's only going to be you and probably someone else, and a set of like different weighted dumbbells to use, and that helped build my confidence. Just finding that area where there wasn't too many people. I didn't feel overwhelmed by it, and I could just go at my own pace. And then now, going into the big free weight section downstairs doesn't faze me at all. I have my headphones in, I've got my programming, I just go in and I just go for it. And I think it will come. So what I'm trying to say is, like, don't like shy away from it. Like, embrace it, go slowly with it, and you'll find that your confidence will just grow and grow each time that you do go to the gym and get your workout done.
And that's a good piece of advice. Like, just, if you can, I know some gyms don't have it, but like you said,
Yeah.
finding that little area of space where maybe you do just go and get your dumbbells and you just go, right, well, I'll just do it here for today, and
Yeah.
then work
Progress
your
them
way
forward.
up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I do feel like, and again, this is obviously from my background of working in gyms, like I've always been, maybe that's why I'm a bit of a manhead sometimes, but like I've always been in that like male dominant environment in the
Yeah.
gym. So I've for me, when I used to work in the gym, it was either like speak up and be a big personality, or you'll be drowned out. So
Exactly.
obviously I spoke on my
Probably
big
when you
personality.
started the gym, because you were quite young, it was probably more of a male thing to do. I know that sounds
Oh
very
my God.
cool, but
Yeah,
that back
of course it was.
it was, wasn't it? 90% of the gym would be filled with men. Whereas I think
Especially
now, which is
especially the weights
amazing.
area. Especially the weights area, yeah.
Whereas now, I love going into my gym and seeing, so many
Oh,
women in there, like just getting on with it, like looking strong,
women
like
of all
it's
ages,
so good. Yeah,
sizes. Yeah.
yeah. I absolutely love it. And the women are so much more friendlier than the men.
The
That's what I'm
men, yeah.
saying.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, is that, like, for me, being in that environment and growing up and my whole career being, like, surrounded by, like, men and whatever,
Yeah.
like, when what I want the girls to listen to this is, honestly, girls, the fellas have got less of a clue of what they're doing in the gym. Like, when I go into the gym, and I don't judge, but it's what I do for my job, I check form
It's in your
every
head.
day, so I
Bit of a
see it.
yeah,
I'm
you there.
I'm zoned into it, yeah. And I will see a fella and I will just think, I've said this
You
so many
doing?
times on the
What are you
podcast
doing?
before. What, like, do they know that that's not doing anything? But I won't say it, and I really try not to read it on my face. But because they do it with such conviction, and they do it with that alpha male,
Of course they do.
man, wait,
Yeah.
yes, like
So
you
what I'm
would,
doing.
yeah, because they do it with girls and women. We are predispositioned to go in, and we are predispositioned as females anyway to second guess ourselves. I remember once I heard this thing, this study, this piece of information, and it said men doing a written test and women doing a written test. I can't remember the exact percentage, but it basically was, men tend to write down an answer and stick to it, whether it's right or wrong. Women tend to write down an answer, cross it out, and write it in. Even if the first answer was right, they'll second guess
Yeah.
themselves. Anyway, little pointless bit of knowledge there. So we are predispositioned to probably go in the gym and overthink, am I doing this right? Am I not? And the
Exactly.
reason we get intimidated by a lot of men in the gym is because they just fucking look like they know what they're doing. Half the time they don't, or they're doing it wrong, or it's just like, and again, how weird is this though? But like, if you think about when you go into your gym, you very, very, very unlikely see groups of girls hanging around doing fucking bicep curls together. But yet you see all the fellas doing it. Like, it's just like a weird thing, is it? Think about that though. So again, that's probably another reason why we feel intimidated, is that males in that environment do tend to like group together. It can be a little bit of a like a He-Man whatever environment. Do you know what I mean?
Isn't it? You know what I mean?
We'll say that again.
Like a testosterone thing, isn't it? Of course it is.
Yeah. But
And each to their own. That's
yeah,
absolutely fine as well.
fine.
But
At the end
love
of the day, it's just stupid boys. That's what you need to remember.
us women know best.
Stupid smelly boys. They don't really know what they're doing. Anyway, but yeah, I've got my we're digressing on that one, Nick, aren't we? I can't remember. What did we start with? Oh, because I was saying I've worked in that area. But yeah,
Yes.
anyway, my point being is, half the time don't know what to go into. Don't overthink it. Following on from that point, this is going a little bit further down the line, but I spoke about this before. Having a plan when you go into the gym, this is really good for beating your gym anxiety, is that, and also not wasting time in the gym as well, is that I would say once you've been to the gym, looked around, know where the exercises are.
Yeah.
If you haven't got a coach or you haven't got a plan of someone to go and do that in the gym, just pick 4 exercises that you
Right.
know are in the gym. And like you said, Nick, the machines sometimes are probably easier because you just walk up to the machine, you get on it, and you think, oh, you can't really fuck this up too much.
Yeah.
Like, pick 4 machines that you want to do in that session and then do them and
Go
then
for
leave.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And just build your
100%.
confidence up.
I think it helps keep you focused as well, because you're not having to just wander around thinking, right, what shall I do next? Or what's free?
Exactly. And then you get in your own head. Oh my God,
Exactly.
people look at me. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just
And
leave.
you're like, oh, guys, everyone looking at me because I'm standing here, like, don't know what, look like I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So when I go to the gym, I use the same programming as we use for our clients, because
Yeah.
it's there, it's clear, it's all laid out. I know exactly what I'm doing. And because I know it's in order, you get used to what the order is. But it also means if that equipment isn't available, you just got something else to go straight to. You're not just standing around waiting for that equipment to come available. You can just go to the next one on your list and go and get that done, rather than just hanging around looking a bit disorientated in the gym. Like, what am I doing?
Panicking, so you go
Yes,
ahead and change your
exactly.
rooms. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh,
Yeah. So having a plan is really helpful, but also you're not going to be able to get a plan unless you know what equipment's in the gym. So book your bloody tour round or go and have
yeah.
a little look
Plus, you
around and do
can
that.
help with your progression anyway, because you can make notes of your reps when you're
Yeah.
doing your progressive overload, when you're increasing your loads, how many of each set that you're doing, and it just helps you push each workout then to obviously
Yeah.
get.
Definitely. So having a plan really helps with your gym anxiety because
Mhm.
it takes that overwhelm of I'm going to the gym. Just I wanted to touch on something you said before, Nick, actually as
Mhm.
well. It is about planning. Gym anxiety for me, anxiety and overwhelm for me always comes from lack of organisation and lack of planning and feeling a little bit scatty in my head. That gives me, if I don't know what I'm doing, that gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
If I don't feel like I've got things in place, I feel overwhelmed. It's the same with the gym. So we've just touched on have a plan when you go into the gym, but also plan the day and time that you're going to the gym. Because at the start of the week, if you're like, right, I've joined a new gym, I'm going to go 3 times, and then that's it, and it stops there. If you're anxious, you're going to find other things to do apart from go to that gym. You know,
You're going to
it was so important that I had to go and see my mate because the fellas broke up with her.
Yeah.
You know, it was so important. My dog was really sad, so I had to cuddle him, not go to the gym. You know, so like it's important that you put in on a Monday or a Sunday. I'm going to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5:30 p.m. till 6:30 p.m. Okay, I'm not overwhelmed now.
Yeah, you know when it's going. I'm exactly the same. I use my Google Calendar and my handwritten calendar, and I've got it highlighted what day, what time I go to the gym. And then, if it gets to a week and I've got, an appointment or I need to do something else, then I will move it before it gets to that day. So I'm not panicking of shit, when am I going to fit this in?
Yeah.
1, 2 type of thing. I just rearrange it to accommodate. And then I know then from the start of the week, what day, what time I'm getting to the gym. And it does help. It really does help.
It really does. And I think as well, like, just seeing it as a necessity. It's not a luxury. It's not like you're putting in, oh, I'm going shopping to get a new handbag on Saturday. Like, your gym should be going in the same as your work is. Your work is looking after your financial health. The gym is looking after your overall health. That's how you should see it. And it should go in your diary exactly
Love
the
that.
same. And that will help with your anxiety. If you're panicking about going to the gym, put it in your diary and don't think, and just even if you're having like a super anxious day, just give yourself permission to just show up and just be like, I'm going to go for a wee in the gym. And then from the wee in the gym, I'll then get on the treadmill. And then from the treadmill, you can just think, do you want to stay on the treadmill or do you want to go and do your workout?
Exactly.
But the bottom line is you've shown up, because sometimes that, how overwhelming is it? I'm not like this and you're not like this because we do it for our job. We know the importance, but we know that clients have said to us, I was meant to go on Monday, this happened, then I go on Tuesday, and then before I know it, it's Thursday and I didn't go, and blah, 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 and excuse after excuse after excuse. But it's because they let that week get away with them. Because if something happened, like you said, you should just move it and show up.
Exactly.
I've been to the gym and gone, fucking hell, I've got 27 minutes in here.
Yeah.
It's taken me 8 minutes to drive there and drive home.
Exactly.
But I felt better after 27 minutes than I would have done doing nothing.
100%. Yeah. It's like recently I've changed. So I used to be a 6 a.m. gymmer when I started.
Yeah.
I just find that it's too busy. It's too overwhelming for me. I've got 2 kids to get up in the morning. And to be honest, I want to spend time with them in the morning. I want to like feel organised. So, manage to be able to factor it in. So I go after the school run that on like most of my days. Another day I go a little bit later, but primarily. So end of the story. So last week the cat needed to go to the vet. The cat's vet appointment was exactly the same time as I go to the gym. So what I said to my husband, for this day, I'm getting up, I'm going to the gym at 6:30. I'll be back at 7:30 to get the kids ready, drop them at school, take the cat to vet, home, work. And I thought, you know what, it's one day, you can sort it out. And
let me just ask you this and answer me honestly, right?
Yeah.
So when you did that workout, when you got up and did the morning, this is not a trick question. I don't want you to say, oh yeah, it was fine. How did you feel that workout was compared to when you train on your normal days?
In all honesty,
yeah,
I'm going to say for me, it felt the same, but it felt good that I knew I wasn't missing that workout for that day just because I had a half an hour appointment at the vet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it still felt like, because I love going to the gym after drop the kids off because it's like, it's not against me kids, but you just know that it's your time then. That weight's lifted and I know I've got an hour to get in, do what I need to do, get my workout done, and I always walk out feeling so. I think I messaged you, didn't I, a couple of weeks ago, and said I feel so unmotivated today to go to the gym. I've got bad PMS. I feel like
I voice noted you back, didn't I? And I was like, it's what we do.
And you're like, this is what we do, just go. And I went and I got it done. And I think I even posted on my Instagram, motivation was really low, but because it's factored in, it's disciplined into me that I was going to get that workout done no matter what. And I walked out feeling 100 times better than what I did going into it. So
100%, babe. Yeah, 100%. That is just encompassed everything we've just covered. Is that sometimes like going to the gym isn't like a luxury, and it isn't, it isn't it doesn't have to be amazing every single session. It is just about going, knowing that how you're going to feel afterwards, like you said. And that's why I asked you what was it like, because I know sometimes for me, for example, if I do only go and I've got half an hour, I know that I'm not going to feel as good as if I'd done an hour or however long it normally takes me to train. But
at least you showed up something.
Yeah, I will always leave and I will always get that gym buzz because I'm like, well done, Em, because you could have actually done absolutely nothing there, and you didn't.
Sometimes you underestimate yourself. Some of the times when motivation is the lowest and you really don't want to go, they're the days that you have the best workouts because you're channeling like all that stress and emotion and all that, and it's like it's physical help, but it's mentally helping you as well. And I think that's why you're endorphins high after you've done a workout because you've literally like released everything that you were like holding in. So yeah, I think even on like the worst days when you don't want to go, they're probably the days that you're going to feel the most benefit from actually going and getting it done.
100%. Yeah, love that. Okay, is there anything else gym anxiety? Because I want to just quickly touch on what we said about gym nutrition. We were going to talk about that. I know this.
I feel like we've covered most of it, haven't we?
Yeah, let me just do a little thing in my head. So we've said about joining a gym. Make sure you like the gym. Obviously, it's got to be in line with like your costs and stuff, but it's important that you do like it. Ask someone for help. Definitely go look around. Know where the toilets are. Know where the equipment is. Have a plan.
Ask for help.
Ask for help. Yeah, have a plan. Show up. It doesn't always have to be
amazing.
If your energy's low, I love that saying. You know where people say, if you've got 10% to give and you give 10% and you've give 100%.
Exactly. Yeah, love that.
And you will have gym sessions like that. And also people who tell you that they have a great gym session every single time they go are chatting shit because you don't. The gym is the same as brushing your fucking teeth. You do it every day. Some days you have a good clean, some days you just nail it, and just like, but it's the same. You still going, you're still doing that habit, and that's what's important. And then, yeah, you confident. I think as well, it's just seeing it as. I think so many people join the gym with this massive expectation of this big transformation that's going to happen just from joining the gym. start seeing the gym more than the physical. Like me and you have both just said, we leave the gym because we feel good as well.
Yeah.
We feel motivated. We're like, yes, we know we're doing it for more than just the physical aspect. You're doing it to get strong, increase your posture, increase your confidence around every other aspect of life.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what you've got to focus on when you join the gym, is that it is going to be a longevity thing.
It's a
And that
gym.
if you go, because you know, like I said, I've worked in gyms before, the turnover of members in gyms is huge because people join the gym with this expectation. They then put this insane amount of pressure. They then don't go, all of this, and then they leave the gym and then they rejoin the gym, blah, blah, blah. Right. So if you join a gym, just go and be like, right, okay, I'm going to do this for a year. I'm going to relieve the pressure of having this massive transformation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just make sure I show up, I do my do, and, you know, I keep showing up. And I promise you, you will still get that transformation. But yeah, remove that massive pressure of that you join in a gym to get this epic result in this short
Yeah.
amount of time.
Exactly. It's like just touching back on like cost as well. Like
Yeah.
so many people will say, well, I want to go to the gym, but I can't afford to go to the gym. Like a lot of gyms are nowhere near as much as you anticipate that they're going to be, because so many of them have like offers on, you know, like, and they have like 3 months at a discounted price and things like that. And they're not actually that badly priced, I don't think, for what they offer, unless you said you're going to go for like a big expensive one where you're going to use all the facilities. But I remember saying to someone, I was like, well, what do you do? Like, what's your leisure thing? And she goes, well, I like to meet my friend for a coffee. We go about like 3-4 times a week. And I was like, okay, so an average coffee is what, £4?
Fucking
You're
well
going,
more than that. It's about
well,
five
more,
pound fifty.
yeah, but I've had a coffee and a cake and a bottle of
Yeah.
water. Say you spend a tenner on a coffee trip with a friend and you go 3 times a week, that's £30 in 1 week. My gym's £25.99 a month.
Yeah.
Go 4 times a week. Do you know what I mean? Like, there are ways and means to like put aside these little like extras that you have to put it into something that's going to benefit.
Yeah, it's what you see value in, isn't it? So for me, I pay for 2 gyms. So for me, my value of my health and my well-being is huge. It's the number one thing. And
Yeah.
I remember at one point, was it last year? Yeah, it would have been last year. And I don't mind sharing this. I was paying £40 for the gym, £60 for CrossFit, because I go between gym and CrossFit.
Yeah.
£40 because I was going to yoga once a week. And then I was paying £200 for a coach.
Yeah.
On top of that. Like, you know,
but when you look back now, you don't see bad thing. You see that
£450 a month. Now I know I'm lucky to be able to do that, but also at the same time, my goal then was, I love CrossFit. I love competing in that. I was being coached for a photo shoot, so that was important to me.
Yeah.
You know, I like splitting my training between the gym and CrossFit, so that's important to me. Like for me, it wasn't a luxury, and it still isn't now. Right now, being pregnant, I'm still paying for the gym and I'm still paying for CrossFit. I love both of them. You know, yeah. So it's what you see value in, and I think people are so quick to devalue the gym.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, they're the people that are unhappy with how they look. They're the people who are struggling with energy, bad posture, me back hurts.
Yeah.
You know, all of this shit. Anyway, right, moving on. So let's just round this up because this was meant to be a half-an-hour podcast. So gym anxiety, hope you've helped on that one. Let us know if there's anything we've touched on or anything more we want to talk about. Next thing to quickly touch on then is nutrition around the gym. We're not going to talk about a full podcast on nutrition. I think what we had questions on was, what do I need to eat around the gym? Should I be taking pre-workout around the gym? So that's what we're going to touch on. So Nick, first question for you is, do you take pre-workout or anything? Because I don't. Obviously,
I don't, because I have my breakfast at 8 o'clock and I'm at the gym at 9 o'clock.
Perfect. So
that's fine. If I get home and you know I feel like I'm like running a bit low, I would have a post-workout snack or a shake or something rather than pre-workout, and that's what I feel works better for me. But obviously that's my time and go in the gym. Whereas like my husband goes to the gym late at night, he will tend to have a pre-workout because he's going like in between, like obviously tea time, bedtime, like type of thing. So he will on most nights because he wants that extra energy boost, basically. So that's what works for him.
Right,
So
okay.
I think it just shows a
Does he
difference.
sleep okay after taking a pre-workout that late?
Well, he had to change it. He did. I can't remember which brand he used to take, but he used to take one. And then halfway through his gym session, he always said he felt like dead shaky and a bit like shitty. So I
Mm.
told him to stop taking it and to try something else. So I think now he has more of like a creatine based one, and he has it like in his water, and he drinks it before he goes. And he said he finds that one a lot more
What,
manageable.
like a
One.
creatine with caffeine, with a stimulant in it then?
Yeah, I think so. I don't
Right,
really know.
okay.
He's got like friggin' pots and pots of friggin' stuff. I don't get involved in his. Obviously, I'm the coach in the house, but he knows
Yeah.
best.
Oh,
So,
right, okay.
you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Fair
Yeah,
enough. Just leave him to
yeah.
it. Yeah.
We'll leave him to it.
I
So yeah,
get that.
that's what works for me. I don't take a pre-workout personally, but I do know people who do benefit from it. So
Yeah, no. Okay, so let's just touch on pre-workout. So I'm just trying to see where my volume is on here. Okay. The likelihood of you needing a pre-workout is very, very slim. When we talk about pre-workout, we're talking about anything really, get them in powder form, but pre-workout is having a stimulant or a nutritional hit before you train. So a pre-workout snack could be a squares bar, fast
yeah,
carb, okay? A pre-workout could be a black coffee, a pre-workout could be a Monster, a Red Bull, or a pre-workout could be a powdered stimulant, okay?
yeah.
When we talk about pre-workout, it just means having something in your system to get you through that workout. I personally have never taken a pre-workout stimulant. I may have drank like a Monster, a black coffee, something like that. For me as well, like if I train super early in the morning, I train on an empty stomach.
Me too.
I don't need coffee, I don't need anything.
Yeah.
Like your natural cortisol levels, your stress levels are naturally rising the first few hours that you are awake.
Hmm.
So you don't really want to put more caffeine. That's why you should wait 90 minutes before having your first coffee of your day. I say should, each to their own, And sometimes if you've only got an hour in the morning, that's yours. Sometimes you want to enjoy your coffee at the same time. Anyway,
Yeah.
moving on from that. My point being is when you're getting up and going to the gym in the morning, that caffeine that you're having isn't really going to do anything because you're naturally going to be waking up anyway.
Hmm.
If like you though, Nick, sometimes I do CrossFit at like 10 a.m., like what you'd say after like the school run. I'll have my breakfast before I go then. But my breakfast will be a carb-based breakfast. So what
Yeah.
you've got to remember, everyone listening, is that if you want to eat before training, you don't want it to be too heavy. So you don't want to be having a massively high protein breakfast before you go and train because it's going to protein, as we know, is the most satiating macronutrient. It takes longer to digest.
Yeah.
You don't really want that sitting on your stomach while you're training. Things to have before you train that are quite good are, like I said, like high carb stuff, but light. So I have a piece of toast with honey on, great. A rice cracker with some jam on. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think what else you can have, like
Something that's
little things.
going to increase those energy stores, isn't it? Something that's just going to like give you that
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, just something little like
high.
snacky. Yeah, if you're training later on at night, this is where nutrition, you do have to be on it a little bit. Like if you're training, let's say 6 o'clock at night, you are best, what Nick was saying before, you're best eating an hour before. But again, maybe like a banana. I wouldn't recommend, but
Having
you
a
can do
full
what you
dinner.
want. Caffeine or a stimulant that late,
Hmm.
it probably will affect your sleep time. Again, I say probably. I'm one of these people. I can have an espresso martini. I could have four at like 9, 10 o'clock at night and still go to sleep. It depends how caffeine sensitive you are. That's
Yeah.
why I think as well, it doesn't bother me training on an empty stomach or training with a coffee. I don't think I'm very caffeine sensitive. Wait till the baby's here because I've obviously not had a fucking Monster or a decent black coffee in 7.5 months.
You feel like that.
Honestly, I'm like, hey
Baby
guys, welcome to the Mission Empowered.
bitches.
Welcome to the Mission Empowered podcast. Me, hi, Emily. Yeah. So anyway, pre-workout nutrition. It's gonna be person dependent, like everything. I think this is, it's annoying because it's black, it's grey, it's not black and white.
Yeah.
Is that there are going to be people that get up in the morning and cannot fucking function without eating. So okay, well you eat then, but make sure it's something carby to see you through your workout. There are going to be people who get up and fine. It also depends on how much effort are you putting into your workout, how heavy is your workout. Are you going to do steady state cardio, because you probably don't need to eat then? Not to say that there's any huge benefits of that, of like fasted cardio versus fed cardio. There isn't. That has been proven now that there is none. If you've got someone telling you go and do fasted cardio, they're chatting shit. They can't back themselves up, because the science is now fasted cardio versus fed cardio. If your calorie deficit is the same, like, you're all good.
Yeah. Exactly. I think it's like the pre-workout, I'd say it's like trial and error, isn't it? Like, you need to try different variations of what you think works for you. Like you said, depending on your gym time, depending on like your motivation, you know, how much effort you're putting in, what time, you know, are you eating before that, what time are you eating after that. It's literally just like, because I've done it like when I used to go 6 a.m, I'm same as you, I wouldn't eat nothing because I just can't stomach anything apart from water.
Getting up earlier.
I like my husband, whatever time of day he gets up, he will have a cup of tea the moment he wakes up. I can't, I mean, I love a coffee in the morning, but I can't stomach a coffee any earlier than being awake for at least an hour.
That's so
like,
good.
Just
That's
me.
optimal. Yeah.
So I wouldn't have anything, but then there was times when I thought, you know what, I'm tired today. Let's try a coffee and see how I feel. And for me, it just made me feel sick having something on my stomach. So I just knew that it still doesn't work for me. I'm just not doing it. So yeah, I think it's just definitely trial and error, and just having to play around with what works best for you and your routine.
What we were just saying as well, like, just taking into consideration, because some people listening to this will be pro gym goers and just be listening because they're interested.
Yeah.
If you've been going to the gym for a while and you struggle with like your energy and stuff like that, then you're probably looking at playing around with your nutrition and your stimulants. And your pre-workouts. If you're just joining the gym, you are definitely just not going to need one. Like, you might want a coffee or a banana, but you don't need to have one. Like, I've spoken to clients and they're like, I have my banana half an hour before I go to the gym. I'm like, girl, you're sitting on the bike for 20 minutes. You don't need to have a fucking banana before you do that. Like, but people are so thinking that you need to eat.
Have it, yeah.
Your body will tell you. If you feel a bit lightheaded, you probably need to eat. Learn that for next time. But if you're just eating for the sake of eating, and actually you know that you finish the gym at 7 p.m. and you're eating your tea by 7:30, you don't then need to be down in a protein shake. So let's quickly just cover that then post-workout. So pre-workout, ideal, about an hour before your workout, have some carby stuff, okay? And that might help you get through your workout, unless you're going at 6 a.m. Post-workout eating then, you want to be eating ideally probably within that hour. You don't have to get a protein shake within 15 minutes of leaving the gym. Like, you just don't. As long as you're getting, so post-workout, we want to be repairing, rebuilding both muscle tissue and energy. So you want your post-workout meal to be made up of protein and carbs, which, if you time it right, is either going to be your breakfast, your lunch, or your tea.
Exactly.
Within like that 60, 90 minutes. You still there, Nick?
I'm still here, babe.
Yeah. So that's what you want to be thinking. We don't have to overcomplicate it. Is it within 60 to 90 minutes of you finishing your workout, get your protein in, get your carbs in, but it's probably going to be breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Yeah. I'm saying exactly the same. Like I said, breakfast, an hour later to go to the gym. I'm at the gym for an hour. Say I get back like 10, half 10. By 12, half 12, I'm having my dinner. So,
you know what I mean? A good thing to add in sometimes, where I train a little bit different on a Saturday, is I might not be having my lunch till later on. So if you know you're finishing the gym at 12, say you train on a Saturday, well, let's just use me. I train 10 till 11. I'll have my breakfast before I go. I know that I'm probably not going to have my lunch at 12 or 1, because sometimes I go gym and then go do bits and bobs. I'll take a protein bar or a protein shake with me, because I think that's getting my protein in. It'll tide me over, and then I'll probably have my lunch at like 2
later on. Yeah, love that.
So yeah, right. I think we've covered a lot. We have, and we're going to shut up because I've got to go and eat as well. I've got calls now. This is a lot longer than what it was meant to be. So we've covered a lot on the gym, and I think it's been really helpful. Gym anxiety, a little bit on gym food, gym. Well, we said, I didn't say supplements, but I basically wanted to talk about workout and stuff like
gym
that.
As well.
Yeah, and I think just to touch on gym supplements, just to rule it out. If you are starting the gym, don't worry about gym supplements now. Be consistent at the gym and then think about them later down the line.
Yeah.
Like, get your bum to the gym. That's the best supplement you can do at the start. Have you got anything you want to add in, babe, to sign off? You don't have to.
I don't think so. I feel like we've covered all bases there. I think we've done well.
Yeah, we have done well. Go us.
Go
Okay,
us.
guys, thanks for joining me and Nick. We will make sure we get to do another Team Empowered Q&A very soon. So if you ever do have any questions, Nick, your Instagram, please.
Is Nick_team_empowered.
Perfect. And mine is @_EM.Powered. And we will catch up with you all next time. Love you. Bye.